beginning.
Let's Beyblade.
Beyblade, let it rip. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Sugoi Boyz podcast. I am Miasma from Gyre Media, the only guy that actually consistently posts on this channel, so I should probably just start to not say that. But yeah, I'm the guy.
Call your channel Miasma now?
No, I mean I like Gyre Media, but yeah, I don't know. There might be other people on at some point, but I like my logo and I like everything. I would like to make a kind of cool Miasma logo at some point. Regardless, I am here as always with my good friends Art of Anime and J Chip from the J Chip Show, which I love referring to you as that, and I will do that till the day I die.
Okay.
How are you guys tonight? Starting with Justin. Are you Sugoi? You have to be Sugoi.
Yeah, I'm Sugoi.
Okay. What level of Sugoi? Well, there's different levels of Sugoi. There's Sugoi with an exclamation point. Then there's Sugoi just Sugoi, and then there's Sugoi with 2 exclamation points.
Explanation points.
Yes.
Oh,
it's different, like different voice act. Yeah, it's either Sugoi or Sugoi or Sugoi.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I am the world champion of Sugoi.
Oh.
So yeah.
Mind blown. Sorry.
Yeah.
What makes you the world champion, though?
I'm just Sugoi.
Strong argument there, Justin.
What makes you the world champion? I'm the world champion. That's what makes me the world champion. Was there... Nemesises? Was there opponents?
Yeah, there was opponents. There was that one guy named Justin. No, the Justin Chipman Show. That guy.
The Justin Chipman Show.
Don't hang out with him. Yeah. but pretty soon I will get this nameplate like Sugoi Boyz because that matters.
When are we getting that extra that second part of the Q&A? Or am I late to the party and missed that? I want some more J-Chip Q&A.
Oh, you'll get that next week.
Next week, we're going to hold you to that one. You know that, right?
Okay.
Just be careful whoever you mention first, because they might feel like they're on the spot and then talk to you in Discord about how dare you answer their question first and put pressure on them somehow.
Yeah.
And Art, what level of Sugoi are you at right now?
Probably not as much as Justin is.
Yeah, well, that's hard. He's the world champion, apparently. So tonight, I have to thank our good friend Warpbait, who unfortunately works night shifts, so never sees these live, I don't think, besides like one time. But he gave us a really cool idea, a topic that I don't think we've even delved into at all here. Live action anime adaptations. And it's a controversial thing. It's fuel for a lot of people's videos on the internets. And it's something that I've talked about like a little bit before on my channel. I don't know if you guys have specifically gotten into it on yours. But I like to put the pressure on J Chip from the J Chip Show. So I'm gonna awkwardly
be on J Chip from the J Chip Show.
If he's the king of Sugoi, he can handle starting off. What do you think about? First of all, when I say the words live action anime adaptation, not even saying necessarily what the title is, what is your raw reaction?
Okay, there's just a new live action anime adaptation. I just hope it doesn't suck like a big huge turd.
The word I was looking for, like the highlighted word. So he has hope. Hope. Okay, but because I figured it's either hope or excitement or disdain or any of the above. Art, what about you?
I just ignore it, honestly. Like, live action anime adaptations tend to not go so well. So at this point, I'm not getting my hopes up on any of them. Why should I bother?
That's true. For me, it is... I feel it because deep down, I mean, I don't get super heated about stuff anyways. I tend not to really let stuff bother me, but I go into them for some reason with a little bit of a sliver of hope. I think I'm a hybrid of you both. I have like a sliver of hope, but then usually halfway through it, I wish I ignored it. Like I suppose I wish I was more like Art and less like Justin in many ways.
Yeah.
But in this sense, it is basically like I know going in that it's not going to be as cool as what it was adapted from the original. I don't think I'm ever going to be as passionate about it. And deep down, I kind of know that they're going to fuck it up, but I always have hope that someday there will be a good one, and there probably won't. I don't know, but like, what are? Go ahead.
There's been a few good ones. Like Mushishi has a good live action.
Okay, I haven't even seen the Mushishi anime, but is it a movie or is it a series?
It's a movie.
Okay.
I didn't hate the Rurouni Kenshin live action. I thought it was okay.
Is the Mushishi live action like a live action original story, or is it adapting one of the chapters of the manga?
I think it's one of the chapters of the manga, but I haven't read the manga.
Well, I mean, if you saw the show, then...
Yeah. Oh, you haven't read the manga? Dude, real Kenshin fans are going to get triggered at you. Like, you got to read that manga, man. That's what everybody I know that likes Kenshin says. I haven't seen, like, any Kenshin.
I like the American version of the Ghost in the Shell movie.
Okay, that's a bomb show.
That's the controversial one.
Because I actually had a podcast about this on my channel a long time ago.
Okay.
And then I think it was before I had seen it. It might have just been coming out. And me and my friends were playing do you remember Ghost in the Shell had an FPS that died? It just, like, I don't know, within the last year, I think it, like, ceased operations. But it was a pretty cool FPS. Had a lot of bugs. It was called, like, First Assault. And it was pretty cool. We were all playing that. And I had just finished watching Standalone Complex. And then they had talks of like the movie coming out, and we were like, me and my friends had discussed how we were kind of going to go into it with not super high expectations. And I'm glad that I didn't go into it with high expectations because, I mean, while it was interesting that they had a live action Ghost in the Shell movie, because in theory, I feel like that's kind of a cool idea. I feel like they kind of fucked up in like a lot of ways, but I don't really know how they could have really. It played out like a crappy sci-fi movie, and Ghost in the Shell shouldn't be a crappy sci-fi movie. Ghost in the Shell is cool.
My favorite part about the Ghost in the Shell movie was that they expanded upon Makoto's character, and I felt like they more or less like humanized her. It wasn't necessarily like how it is in the anime, I guess, but I think the movie did a good job. And Scarlett Johansson is
she's pretty. That's not an argument.
She is fantastic, and at least it's not as bad as the other American live action anime films.
I think my biggest complaint with the Ghost in the Shell live action, given I haven't seen the movie, I think the biggest complaint is the people complaining that it was whitewashed.
Oh
my god. I tend to not care. The way I look at it, it is in the world of Ghost in the Shell, and this is not me being elitist and saying white people look the best or something, and I hope that people don't cut that audio at some point. My husband thinks white people are the best. If you think about it, in Ghost in the Shell, people, if you have certain funds and so forth, you could look however you wanted to look or whatever.
Well, that and Kusanagi was very, like, she wasn't really given a race as a cyborg.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, she's just a hot girl, and so they hired a hot girl. So I don't really have an issue with that. I didn't really like the way Bato looked. I thought that looked kind of weird with his weird eyes.
I mean, how are you really going to make Bato look cool in live action?
You don't. You just let the anime do it.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, without Ghost in the Shell, we wouldn't have The Matrix. So I guess it's fair.
That's true. That's true.
But then again, I'm not really a big fan of The Matrix.
Me either, really.
And
I'm not a
the
huge sci-fi guy in general. I really like Ghost in the Shell. I like the film a lot. Maybe not a lot better, but I like the film better than Standalone Complex for the most part. I think the film is like probably like 9 out of 10ish, and then I would give like Standalone Complex, because that show. Have you both seen both?
It's been a while.
I've only seen the first 2 movies.
Okay, I have not seen Innocence, whatever the second movie is. I've seen the first film and I've seen the series. And what about you, Justin?
It's been a while since I've seen Standalone Complex.
Okay, did you see the movie? Like the
original? The original movie. Yeah.
Okay, like the series, the movie is awesome, and then the series has moments where it's awesome, and then they have a whole lot of like I hate a lot of like the standalone episodes, and they kind of get away from like both seasons have a really good antagonist and a really cool explanation as to his motivation as to what he's doing, why he's doing what he's doing, and his you get a good glimpse of his psyche and so forth. Yeah. And there's these other episodes like, and there's just some of the episodes are just like lazy. Like I think it's in season 2. There's a whole episode where they're sitting in a chat room, and of course it's the world of Ghost in the Shell, so it's in the future. So you're literally like in like the internet. So it's basically just they're sitting in a room talking for 22 minutes about like the political happenings of what's going on, and how like these people are right and these people are wrong, and no, you're wrong about this. It's just like a C-SPAN debate in an anime episode, and I wanted to end my life very much. But getting back to the live action, I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen with my eyeballs, and I think some people freak out on the internet and make videos about how stuff could be trash. Like the FMA live action, I kind of have this feeling too. Like it's not. There's way worse things that you could watch. Okay.
I didn't bother with the FMA one.
So have you ever seen any live action art?
Oh yeah, I've seen my share.
Okay, what in particular?
Okay, so the big name one that I've seen was the Death Note one.
The American one, or
the American one?
Okay, because I've seen both.
Okay, I haven't seen the Japanese ones. Okay.
And how did you feel about the American one?
It was watchable.
Okay.
But if you go and see, like, I did a video on, it doesn't suck. I basically said it's not good.
You would say there's worse things that you can see with your eyeballs.
Exactly. You should see in the comments how badly I got crucified for giving it a 5 out of 10. For giving it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. I mean, it's no like Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh my god!
Like that shit.
Don't talk about that one.
Same thing with the Speed Racer live action.
I had forgotten that existed.
That one.
Doesn't that have like John Goodman in it?
Yeah,
that's pretty great.
They tried to make that movie so good, but the
Wachowskis in the Speed Racer movie.
Ask the Wachowskis. They're the ones that directed
They directed that?
Yeah.
God. All right.
I mean, they're just obsessed with making a live-action anime, and they tried with The Matrix. So they're like, you know what? Let's just make Speed Racer, something that was popular in the '60s that nobody's going to remember except old people. Let's try to market it to a younger audience.
Yeah.
And it slightly worked because there was McDonald's toys.
That's how you determine success.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the bad ones. Were there any good ones you guys seen?
When you touched on Death Note, and I asked like specifically because I've seen the American one, and there's a bunch of different iterations of live action Death Note in Japan. They did a series. They've done like a drama show. That I've seen the first two films, I believe they did. There's I think it's just Death Note, L the last name. World. It's something. I know one of them's L the last name. I actually own them. They're somewhere in here. They actually might be in the other room, but and actually I watched those with my dad too, because Death Note is my dad's favorite anime, by the way. But we watched those together as well. And the way if someone who has never really gone into Death Note at all, I always describe it like this: the anime is awesome for me up until a certain point. And I'm not huge on like the latter half of the show.
That's a common thing.
I don't mind I don't mind 100% how it ended, but there is like leading up to its ending, I'm not that into that for reasons that a lot of people agree with. And the movie changes that, and I like how the direction the movie went. So I guess long story short, the movie has a far better conclusion, in my opinion. In terms of an adaptation, it's pretty good. The Ryuk looks all right in it. I mean, I liked how he looked in the American one as well, and William Dafoe, I think, did a good job.
Yeah, he was the highlight of the film.
Yeah. L I don't like L in the American live action, but I liked him in the Japanese one. But the ending is different. I don't want to spoil it, but it is way better. Certain characters just don't exist at all, and there's certain characters that I really didn't like. In
what you're saying is Nier and Mello aren't.
Yes, correct. And it still has an interesting ending. But that's the only, because when people have the argument of like, oh, they'll never do like a good one, that one I think is the best that they've done so far. And I know some people probably still don't like that movie, those two movies rather, but I think that's the closest they've done. And I've seen like FMA, and that was kind of meh. And I've seen Ghost in the Shell, and I've seen Dragon Ball Evolution, and I think that's it.
I think I just think movie companies just they need to stop worrying about the anime fans' opinion. I guess they just need to focus on making a good movie.
Yeah,
they don't need to like try to cater to their needs and wants, because really they should just try to market to everybody. Because maybe that movie may be like, hey, yeah, I'll want to go check out the original source, and that may start up a new generation of fans.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It should be, they should focus on making, because you're never, hey, to every director out there, you're never going to make them happy. Anime fans are trash. Okay, we all are shit. All right, you heard it here. They're not going to be happy no matter what you do.
This community is the loudest community of all time, so there's no way you're going to please everyone.
You are just if you're directing the film, you are walking into clickbait for YouTube channels that are just going to have, this is trash, this is a failure, this sucks, and people, that's going to get 1 million more clicks than someone saying, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Light, give us a live-action Naruto movie starring Michael Cera as Naruto and Robert Pattinson.
Okay, I would watch that. I would totally watch that.
Yeah.
I would also watch that. It's just a film, right? Though it's not going to be a show. Can we just do one movie?
There is a shonen battle series that's getting its live-action movie pretty soon, called Bleach, and I do kind of want to see it because it does.
Didn't Gintama get one too?
Gintama got one, but I'm not really into Gintama. But I did hear people say it's good.
I didn't know Bleach was actually like in production, or it was coming out. I didn't know that. I thought it was just like rumor. That's all.
I saw the trailer and it looks cheesy, so I'll be in for a good laugh.
There's and perhaps it's the red herring of them, but this one always comes to mind because I've always heard rumors, and I don't know currently what the status is, but Cowboy Bebop, I think they could do. I think that one, that's a very tight rope. It is either that'd be one that I wouldn't really argue with. If it was bad, like it would be really bad.
If they get the right people, it could work.
Because the rumor was Keanu Reeves as Spike.
A Spike?
Yes. I don't know if that would be good, but I know he was interested. And I feel like maybe if he has a passion for it, it'd be all right. But I don't know who else he would have do it. But
and before Scarlett Johansson as Faye Valentine.
Who's going to play Jet Black?
I think the better question is who's going to play Ed.
Yeah.
Who's gonna play Ein?
Vin Diesel will play Jet. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
Get Vin Diesel. Yeah. Keanu Reeves is no. I think he could. I admire the passion to do it. I enjoy that he has gone out and said like we should probably do this. Now, I mean, he has plenty of money. He could make this happen, Mr. Reeves, if you really wanted it to happen.
Remember when? I mean, that kind of sounds like when Zac Efron was like, "Yeah, we want to make a Death Note live action." He was never. He didn't put any effort into it, or he even wasn't even in it. They just got Nat Wolf.
Shout out to the Naked Brothers band. You would want someone attractive to play Faye. Get someone besides. Oh, come on, that's a ScarJo shot. Like, come on, man, she's pretty.
I would say.
I do agree with him that you could get somebody better though, but in terms of Hollywood, she's their go-to.
Yeah.
I feel like that's setting her up just to get like murdered by anime fans.
If
you
she
put
was
her in another one.
If she was younger, I think Angelina Jolie could do it.
I'm just picturing like I don't know if you've ever seen the show Metalocalypse on Adult Swim, but it's about this like death metal band that is like just like they're insanely popular and they basically like, run the world economy sort of. And there's one point where one of them's from Florida, and the governor of Florida speaks out against the lead singer. So the people drag him out of the governor's office and they like decapitate him on like live TV. I feel like if you put Scarlett Johansson in another anime adaptation that pisses people off, especially Cowboy Bebop, we are setting her up for chaos. Something
what about
bad is going to happen.
Hey, if they get Justin Chatwin to do another anime live action, it'll be a lot worse.
Is that DB?
Yeah, that's Goku.
That was, oh my god. I try and forget that exists.
I'm pretty sure I already said we don't talk about.
Yes. It resurfaces. It's like, oh my god. And Metalocalypse is so good. Thank you, Sweet Pea. It is good. It's a great show. 5 out of 10 light. Scarlett Johansson's not a 5 out of 10.
I don't know. I mean, she's a really good Black Widow.
He's gonna come up. I don't even know. I don't even want who Rebecca Ferguson would be my pick. I don't know who that is off the top of my head. Do you know who Rebecca Ferguson is?
No.
Either of you guys? I don't know real girls. I just know the ones drawn. Unfortunately,
you notice she voiced somebody.
Maybe. Can we just get Monica Rial to play Faye?
No.
Can we not?
She's already playing Bulma. We don't need her to ruin another childhood.
But I don't know, Justin. What do you? I guess if you could pick, because like I said, Bebop would interest me. I suppose I don't know if it would be good. What do you think? Do you think that there's a story that they could portray in live action that might? What do you think would work the best, or I guess would be the least shitty?
I think, honestly, if they do it in the way that Game of Thrones does it, I think Berserk could be a good live action.
Golden Age, I would agree with, but once you get to Conviction, there's some major issues they need to tackle.
Yeah. But also, like,
special effects are going to look really cheesy.
Yeah. Just as cheesy as the Assassination Classroom live action.
They did a live action.
Yeah.
This is why you try to stray away from fantasy in your live action.
Yeah. That's a tough thing with, like, anime is so, like, a lot of it is just so enriched in fantasy and it's otherworldly. It's so otherworldly that, like, I feel like it's almost impossible to do with like actual actors without having insane amounts of CG or terrible acting like you would see in the FMA movie.
Yeah.
Even though there were parts of that I liked, but Gluttony for sure was not one of them. If you've seen the FMA live action, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But Art, do you have any that you think that could be done?
Okay, so there's one that I watched that I actually think is good, but I think they went the wrong direction with it. So I'd like to see a re-adaptation of it, and I think it could be done well. It's not an anime adaptation, but it's a manga adaptation because it never received an anime because people are fucking dumb like that.
Okay.
Liar Game. I don't know
Liar
if you've ever heard of that manga. It's really similar to Death Note. Basically, this girl gets a package in the mail, and it's like, hey, you can play a game for 1,000,000 yen, and if you win, you get to keep it all, but if you don't, you have to pay us back. And the manga is, it goes through so many different like mind games and everything. And like the first 2 or 3 games in the live action adaptation, they actually almost perfectly adapt the manga. But then once you get to the end of like the second game, it goes in its own direction and it gets more emotional than the manga was supposed to be. And instead of it being like a huge financial mind game, it becomes a revenge story between 2 people, which is not what the manga was meant to be at all.
Okay.
I think if they could readapt that to the manga, it could end up as a great live action.
Okay. If I had to, and it's weird because I actually made a video about this when it was first being talked about, but I'm sure you know, like J.J. Abrams was supposedly going to do Your Name or Kimi no Na wa.
Yeah, I heard of that. I'm not
and
sure how I feel about that.
I was more butthurt about it when I had first heard about it that day, and then immediately made a video. I've calmed down a little bit since then, but my main fear in all of this is when you make like a Hollywood production like that, but it's somebody. M. Night Shyamalan presents March Comes In Like a Lion, plot twist, he was never playing shogi. there is live action March Comes In Like a Lion. If you did not know, Light, in Japan. I have not seen it. I think there's like 2 movies. But he would be. I would not pick him to direct March Comes In Like a Lion.
You would just get Akiyuki Shinbo to direct the live action.
Oh my god, yes. But my fear with it all is always that, and I kind of worry about this with like Ghost in the Shell, is you get people seeing these franchises and the name of the franchise is now associated with what could potentially be a god awful film.
Yeah.
So I love Makoto Shinkai and I love Your Name, and I was really upset that they're gonna like fuck this up, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, did you hear about Your Name?" And like, "Oh, that was that shitty J.J. Abrams movie." No, it's that fucking awesome Makoto Shinkai movie that they did live action like 2 years later. But it might, I would say, I guess, because his stuff is, I mean, Your Name, and also Your Name, in terms of Shinkai films, with exception to Children Who Chase Lost Voices, they're all rooted in reality. And then Your Name, the least of the other ones, for spoilerly reasons. But that's another like weird thing that I probably wouldn't like. I'd rather them do a live action of like something like Garden of Words or 5 Centimeters. However, would people actually be interested in that? I don't know.
Probably
besides
not.
weebs. But I think maybe you could do that. I feel like a lot of like fantasy stuff would be difficult, and I wouldn't want to see a whole lot of CG. Lights going off. What is I've heard? J.J. Abrams better suited for mystery. He doesn't do sci-fi movies. He doesn't do sci-fi. Loves using mystery box. I would give Your Name to Mark Webb, the guy who directed 500 Days of Summer. I have not seen that. Would have been much better for Your Name. I'd still just do 5 centimeters the movie, or do like I don't know if what's something that they wouldn't have to do a ton of CG for. So I think of everything I love, and it would be awful. Like Eureka 7 would be a fucking awful live action movie.
I think I think a Sound of Voice could be a good live action because you don't really have to do a lot of CG.
It's just a deaf girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's actually think about that for a second, though. Will they get an actress that can portray the deaf girl very well?
They just get a deaf actress.
Yeah.
But will they actually do that?
Maybe. I feel like in 2018 we could find a deaf actress. Could find it.
I feel like we could too, but will they?
Just
they might just give the role to Scarlett Johansson. You never know.
She's in every adaptation from now on.
Yep.
Just do Monster. Monster would be cool, except
yeah.
it's also long as fuck. So like you'd either have to do a series, which I believe Guillermo del Toro tried to push at one point. You'd either have to do a series. I don't think you could do a film because you would. I mean,
unless you do an original story based around it.
But I want like the monster story. I want my story. I don't want another one. I want Monster. I don't want a different monster. No, I'd want a series. They could do that. That's pretty rooted in reality, I suppose. Would it also be long as fuck, and would people might get tired of it? Yes. But I think if Del Toro directed it, that'd be really cool. Especially if he's... I admire people's passion, and when I hear that these people are actually interested in adapting something. As much as I spoke out against the Your Name one, J.J. Abrams, man, I guess if you want to do it, go ahead. I don't know. I wish he would just hear me out and do a different one. But he wants that
out, boy.
He wants that money. He wants that paper.
He's not as Sugoi as us, so that he can't join us.
Rainbow, the Madhouse anime, would work in live action. They should also keep the classic rape the fuck out of her line in the movie. I've never seen Rainbow, but now I know that apparently that line is in there.
Yeah, Rainbow would work as a live action, especially if you like Shawshank Redemption. But I think Rainbow's a little bit more darker. But I mean, you got to think about it like this: anime is fucking insane. Like, there's no way that any of this can be put on paper. And even if they try, you got to give at least some respect. Even if you weren't a fan of like Ghost in the Shell live action or all these sci-fi ones, you got to give them at least a bit of respect for at least attempting to try. Because like, how the hell are you going to put Akira into a live action? Do you know how long? Do you know how long that's going to take?
You just make the whole movie a guy on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
So it's Kino's Journey, the movie.
Well, the motorcycle doesn't talk.
Yet. We could change it.
Yeah, they could.
It is an adaptation. Anything could change.
There you
That's
go.
True.
Respect, yes, but I worry kind of what I just like touched upon is just like the idea of a money grab, where I feel, and I can't speak. I shockingly enough, I've never hung out with J.J. Abrams. I know that's a surprise to you guys, but I feel like
you never have.
I feel like he knows that this is the highest grossing animated film in the history of everything. And he's like, I'm going to get me some more paper. People might see this shit. He probably doesn't word it like that. to his like board of execs or whoever he had to pitch the idea to. But simply, you don't put Akira live action. We haven't for years. I don't think.
Hey, that doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. You know,
Yeah.
2020 is coming
Hey,
soon.
they got Battle Angel Alita.
I mean,
giant eyes.
I mean, it's not like Akira is the most popular anime of all time here in America. You know, I mean, you have Kanye West like putting that stupid pill in his music videos.
So I guess if I had to pick something, it might be.
You could always do an Ashita no Joe live action movie and call it Rocky.
Now, is Ashita no Joe, is that rooted in reality, or is it like Megalobox where they get like weird fucking like I have not seen anything of that franchise. Oh, hey, Andrew. I have not seen Ashita no Joe. Have you, Art?
I haven't, but many people have told me to watch it.
It's Anime Dojo that I'm in, and I see constant posts on like Discord and stuff that are all about Ashita no Joe. Light Lelouch probably has authored some of those, with the exception of one boxing match. It's realistic. So I guess we'll just skip that one boxing match. It's probably the most important one, and like a guy grows like a dragon arm or some shit.
I mean, hey, even Rocky gets weird. Like each sequel, Rocky gets weird. Like in the fourth one, you got that fucking robot.
I thought the fourth one was where he fights is that where he fights Drago?
Yeah, but there's like this robot maid.
Okay. I have only seen the one where he fights Drago and the one where he fights Tommy, whatever, the blonde kid that he trains.
You haven't seen one like the one like Apollo?
No, I have not.
You should watch.
When I first saw Apollo, he was getting killed. Spoiler alert.
you should watch all the Rocky movies, including Creed.
You should watch all of the Rocky movies, but watch them with English subtitles.
You watch them in Japanese and then with English subtitles.
No, I'll watch it in Japanese with Italian subtitles. But I'll also have the English audio playing. I'm going to have 2 audio tracks going on and 2 subtitle tracks. It totally won't get confusing.
Just play all the available dubs of it at the same time with English subtitles.
Yeah, all of them.
Do you think anime fans here that really liked a live action movie from America decide to get the Japanese version of that DVD and then just put it on English subtitles?
Well, so like if somebody really liked the Death Note live action from Netflix, they got it in Japanese and watched it with subtitles?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would
It's
you
a
do
very
that?
roundabout way to go around things.
Why the fuck would you do that?
Because they're fucking weebs.
They can just watch the
I
Death Note live
understand
action that's from Japan.
Yeah. Maybe the person is just obsessed with Death Note. Maybe they just love everything Death Note.
Okay, well, if they have it for collectible, that's one thing.
You know what is really cool about the Japanese Death Note movies, though, is they dubbed it with the like Brad Swale and like the rest of the actual dub cast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's everyone, but I know like he's in it and the Misa girl is in it.
Like the main characters.
Yeah. The L guy.
The L guy.
The voice act. I don't know the voice actors of Death Note. It's been a long time since I've watched Death Note, so. I also own. I get a weird feeling in my gut when I would talk about Death Note because I always have looking over me on a shelf that you cannot see the box set of the manga that I opened once and have not opened it ever again just because I've been either reading other things, watching other things, and I kind of just own it just to own it. Similar fashion to Full Metal Alchemist, but technically I did start reading that. Just didn't make it very far. Death Note, haven't opened a page. I opened the box and there was some cool shit in there, and that was about it.
Why would you do that to your wallet?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that expensive when I got it. I don't remember.
They're like, you spent the money on it and you're not using it.
Well, I had originally got it mostly for my dad because it was his favorite anime, and I was like, "Oh, you can check out the source material." And I don't think he ended up reading it either. And then it made it when I got new shelving.
Sat there
here.
and it's
When I got new shelving here, yeah, it might get read someday. But I own it. I can say that I could die having owned Death Note. I guess they could put that on my gravestone.
Yeah. Death Note owner.
Yeah, this guy had this manga that people used to care about.
If that's what gets put on your tombstone when you die, that's a pretty...
It's a lengthy tombstone, to be honest.
It's a pretty
expensive.
Unfortunate life that you live.
Yeah. Nothing else happened. That's it. That's
I just owned Death Note.
Yeah. Like, wow, this guy owned Death Note. I also act like people are gonna go to my grave and like actually read, like, can care about reading that part. Like, wow, this guy read Death Note. That's cool.
What will happen in an alternate reality, like where Death Note is becoming the thing, where like literally everything is Death, like no other like live action thing, it's just Death Note, and then someone comes to your grave and be like, "This is the guy that inspired everything."
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams decided to make a live action Death Note, and it became the biggest thing ever. Disney has theme parks.
That would be a really boring world.
Here lies the bearded weeb. I own Death Note.
Okay, that is exactly what we're putting on your tombstone.
Okay, that's fine. I'm completely fine with deciding that at the age of 26.
We're not going to tell you this, but we're also going to put on your tombstone, "Here lies the bearded senpai." I watched Sleeping with Hinako.
I did.
Hinako is my wife.
It's a highlight of my life. Although you guys have seen the rest of them.
Yeah, we did.
So there
but
you
we skipped a lot of it, so we technically didn't see it.
Yeah, we only watched like 5 minutes of each one because it was just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Although,
why do we get a live action Hinako?
There is.
Kind of. Oh, okay.
And the training with Hinako gets sucked into the TV.
Yeah, she's a real girl.
Yeah.
We need to know.
Is this emphasis on girl? I'm assuming, not woman.
Emphasis on girl.
Okay, great. Thanks.
It could be it could be another Hatsune Miku or whatever.
Hey, you leave Hatsune Miku alone. She's cool. She's imaginary. I know. I like
she's imaginary.
She was on David Letterman. That was pretty cool.
Was she really?
Yeah, you watch it on YouTube. And it's really awkward because she does like a concert and then like she like the projection of her like goes away, bows or whatever, and like goes away, like says bye to the crowd, and then at the end of the like he awkwardly goes like yep. I forget what he says, but it's like the most like awkward, like you can tell he's trying to like say like that was a thing, but he's also like trying to be like nice about it. He's like, yep, that existed, that was a thing.
Lelouch is like, Amanda Lee as Hatsune Miku. No, we need Scarlett Johansson.
Scott, if you're late to the party. Like Scarlett Johansson apparently has to play every single one of every female,
every anime girl.
Even if there's multiple, like in a, like if they did an American, they've actually already done a Parasite in Japan. If they did a American Parasite live action, so there's like those two like there's two girls that the character sort of talks to throughout the series. You have Scarlett Johansson play both in just different outfits. Yeah, it get really confusing.
Just name everybody the same thing.
Could you imagine if they did Umaru Chan Lakshan here in America, and Umaru is played by Scarlett Johansson?
Oh,
I don't know. I just like the appeal of seeing her in that bear thing and just rolling around and acting like a spoiled child.
I don't want to see an adult anyone doing that. And I guarantee at a convention somewhere, a guy with a beard probably thicker than mine has worn that outfit and is rolling on a floor.
It's got like
it's happening right now.
I guarantee it. I've seen worse things at Anime Boston.
It's got like Cheeto stains all over, and it's got that white mysterious stain that it doesn't want to talk about.
The white mysterious stain.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson is Sailor Moon.
that would probably happen.
But according to Justin, she has to be all the girls. She's all the Sailor Scouts.
Yes, even Chibi-Usa.
Even Chibi-Usa.
Which one's Chibi-Usa?
The little one. That's
okay.
Yeah, it's Sailor Moon's daughter.
Oh, Kill la Kill, but replace all the chicks with dudes. So that's a dude now.
SF isn't Kill la Kill. You're thinking a comic.
Oh no, yeah, I'm bad. So, but Kill la Kill. There's too many kill anime.
Okay, so wait, but if you do Kill la Kill but replace all the chicks with dudes, you might as well just call the show Nudist Beach,
which already exists.
Might as well just call it Baywatch.
Yes, there you go. Baywatch, Kill la Kill.
Could you imagine if they did a Soul Eater live action and it's directed by Tim Burton?
He would be the person to do it. Technically, they've sort of done an Evangelion live action. It's called Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah,
pretty much. I
don't know. I mean, Pacific Rim is sort of a live action of Darling of the Franxx, or at least like them showing what the future is going to be like, minus the fucking in the robot.
Now, part of my soul actually hurt when the words like Evangelion and Pacific Rim like were in the same paragraph.
I think Tim Burton could actually do a good Soul Eater.
If it's
got a good live action called Inception, except it was dumber. Yeah, the answer there is because Satoshi Kon wasn't on the film.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, isn't that movie's like based on Paprika, right? Is that like is that for sure?
They straight up like took certain scenes from Paprika and like recreated them.
Okay.
Same thing with Black Swan. They did that with
Perfect Blue.
Okay, I've seen Perfect Blue, and I've not seen Black Swan.
Another movie by the creator of Black Swan that used a scene from Perfect Blue too. I just don't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Does the guy that directs the movie still have the rights to Perfect Blue?
Probably, because he did buy them.
Yeah.
And, somebody's not around anymore.
Yeah. Art, why don't you go buy the rights?
Yes.
Money to buy the rights from fucking that dude.
No, Art's in charge of the actual Evangelion live action.
Okay.
And it's not going to be Neon Genesis. It's not going to be the end of. It's not going to be Rebuild. It's just going to be called Evangelion by Art.
No, it'll be Evangelion.
It'll be Evangelion. What?
It's
1.2.
Now, what nobody knows is that this is actually the live action version of Death and Rebuild.
Oh, that's some sort of big anime news that I do remember is apparently 4 is going to be a thing.
Oh, okay. Here's the problem.
Asterisk.
Here's the problem with that. It was supposed to be a thing a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean...
So I'm not trusting the 2020 release date until we actually see it.
La 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 la, Art. No negativity here. There's going to be another... Even though 3 is kind of weird, we're going to ignore that. I still enjoy it. That's probably a discussion for a different time.
I think a lot of the problems people have with 3 will be taken care of with 4.
Will there be a 5?
It was always meant to be 4 movies, but will Hideaki Anno really want to end Eva and stop trolling his fans? Probably not.
Evangelion 5.55, Karakano, the live action film.
Okay, but hold up. Will the live action of Karakano see the last third of the series or film be put into like little puppets, stick puppets? Okay, then we have.
So we have Thunderbolt Fantasy going on. So now Genro Uguchi is going to be getting involved.
I still have to watch Thunderbolt Fantasy, actually.
There's actually Rob in our Discord was saying that it was really good the last time I talked to him. I meant to watch that, but
I mean, this Rob also said that Handshakers was good.
yes, we cannot forget that.
Can
And
you
I
imagine?
hope Light heard. I hope Light's still here, and that he heard that. Rob, and I don't give a shit. Rob's gonna watch this, and he's gonna be like, people out there have no idea who that is, but like, yes, Rob, Handshakers is not good. Okay, there's a reason. I tried to do weekly episode reviews of Handshakers, and I wanted to end my life so badly. Then I just did a rant video that actually got a decent amount of views because it was a guy with a beard.
Handshakers legitimately hurt my eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've been over that before.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Anno do a sequel to Shin Godzilla. He already fucked Eva enough with the last 2 rebuild movies. I
think the answer to that remains to be seen with the 4th movie.
Which I'm also anticipating something insane.
Oh god, no. No Handshakers live action, please. That would just...
They're doing that, I believe. I thought I read something that they were going to work on that.
Yeah, if Scarlett Johansson's in it, then I'll watch it.
No.
If Scarlett Johansson's
Who's she gonna play? The white-haired girl?
Sure. She's gonna... We already established that she's gonna be...
7 years old?
Yeah.
Yet they, I'm pretty sure they have a scene where they're, bathing her.
I'm pretty sure we have time machines. We can get a young Scarlett Johansson.
What the fuck?
She can't play everyone.
Besides, this is an adaptation, so they could change her age.
You know what? Inuyasha live action. So you have Scarlett Johansson, I guess, is going to play Kagome and Kikyo and Sango.
No, hold on. You need Rumiko Takahashi to play somebody.
Okay, she can be Kaede, the old lady. She's old by now. Sort of old. She's going to have to play Kaede. She's the only one that she's remotely I'm assuming. Shockingly enough, I don't hang out with J.J. Abrams or Rumiko Takahashi anymore. We had a falling out. We used to meet up together for tea, the 3 of us.
The most with JJ and Rumi.
Yeah. So we got about 5 minutes left. Let's wrap this up by asking, what have we been watching?
I guess I'll go first for me. Let's see. Scryed still. I'm about 10 episodes into that. Technically Chobits is also still going on.
Chobits.
And it's just been a week. It's kind of like I'm also technically watching March Comes In Like a Lion in season 2, and I've had 5 episodes remaining, and I've had that for a month. So there's that. And I also rewatched Ruby again. So that's been taking up most of my time.
Yeah. What about you, Art?
Well, obviously, I've been watching Noragami with you.
Yeah.
And I just recently picked back up Hunter x Hunter, so I'm starting the 2nd arc of that.
Okay. And it's funny that you say 2nd arc, because I'm watching Black Clover, and I'm on the 2nd arc of that.
Oh, boy.
I don't know why you're wasting your fucking time with that.
It's not that bad.
I just saw some of a dubbed episode on Toonami last night.
It's according to Justin, the dub is better because in the Japanese version, Asta does nothing but scream like a little fucking cunt.
Yeah. And in the dub, he sounds like Naruto, but if Naruto was voiced by a dude.
Black Clover is not better than My Hero Academia is not great. Light, I'll give you that. I enjoy when you ignite fire within people when you troll on My Hero Academia, but come on. I mean, I've only seen 1 episode of Black Clover, and I've seen a lot of episodes of My Hero. So
the first arc of Black Clover does drag, like Inuyasha. It doesn't Inuyasha drag, but it drags. You gotta wait until episode 5 for it to get
Inuyasha never drags.
Now here's the thing. Now, if Light is talking manga, I've heard the Black Clover manga is actually very good in comparison to the anime.
So it's like Tokyo Ghoul all over again. Same studio, too.
Probably not that much quality, but they dropped the ball on the anime, I heard.
The anime does feel rushed, I guess, because everything is going by really fast. Because in the first arc, we meet the villain, and he only gets like 2 episodes dedicated to him. Like, dedicate the entire like fight.
I
Like, we
hate
see him-
how so many female characters are in love with Asta, or seemingly like Asta. It
No.
pisses me off.
No, I haven't gotten to that point yet, but
No, but
It's just like don't
like,
let me get to that point.
I've seen random episodes. I've seen 2 random episodes. I watched episode 1, and I've seen 2 random episodes on different times on Toonami. And in both of
Okay.
them, there was the girl from his Black Bull party, wherever the fuck they are,
okay.
that likes him, and he doesn't know. And then in both of the episodes, they encountered like some other girl, and they blush because he has like this speech about like not giving up hope and being who you are, and fucking like I'm like, is every girl in this world that easy? Like,
Okay,
come on.
Okay, I haven't gotten to that point, but at the point where I'm at, nobody likes him. Like, nobody is romantically interested in him.
The
Be
fucking white hair
fair.
girl.
To be
Whatever her
fair,
name
that sounds very shonen.
Yes.
Also, the white-haired girl in Black Clover is the best character in the show.
Girls don't like Inuyasha besides Kagome. Because Inuyasha's a fucking dick. That's why it's the best.
But besides Black Clover, I am watching Scryed. I'm on the 4th disc, and it's awesome.
Scud Idol. I do love the commercial breaks it does that. But everyone should check out Scud Idol. And the internet is about to get bombarded with Scrydle.
The real
Yep.
question I ask is why don't we end all of our podcasts with Reckless Fire?
Oh. I don't know. I think it's too fierce.
I think that's
we're
how,
not good. That's a Sugoi level that we can't ever reach because it's reckless fire, with the rainbow color scheme going on. Oh, dude, Scryed, watch Scryed Light. Just do it with your life.
Just watch it.
Just watch it. Don't do anything else. Just watch Scryed. That's it. All right.
We can just watch the opening theme. That's okay.
There's a guy with 8 balls and a guy with a big magnum. That's all you need to know.
Also, I'm just saying, Scryed has really awesome discard.
That too. The writing and the characters not nearly as interesting, but it does have discard. That's pretty good.
Yeah, look at that. Look at it. That's awesome.
Look at it. Look at it. I want all of you to look at it.
Watch it. Watch Scryed. It's good for you.
All right. Now that we've promoted Scryed heavily, thank you guys for coming. Go watch it. And we'll see you next week. Please check out both of these guys on YouTube, their respective channels. I will link them down below.
Will you actually, though?
Yes. Hey, I've been better about that. Don't. You're not supposed to. Just believe that my ass was perfect. The entire Giant Beauty audience believes I'm perfect.
Big announcement for me. I will not be here next week, so it'll probably be these two.
Not making videos.
What we should do, if you're not going to be here next week, we should find a guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should get Light. You'll get Light. Get Light to replace me for the day.
Next week is the My Hero Academia podcast featuring Light. You go off. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.
Yep.